drink with my best friends. Some people say we have a problem, but every night I'm making new best friends, and the only problem is
Hello. Love wrestling. How the hell are we doing? It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. You know what that means.
What's up, gangsters?
It's another episode of Between Two Beards. We're here. Lot to talk about tonight. We got a guest tonight. We'll bring him on in a few. We're talking some Full Gear tonight. We're talking some other things tonight, some other wrestling things. They just announced the MVPs of the baseball season. There's a lot of things going on.
Twitter's imploding.
Apparently. It's coming down finally. Twitch.tv/JPJ Loves Gaming. Go follow me over there just in case Twitter implodes and you need to find me.
Yeah, I don't have a Twitter.
But
so
Pluggo, first and
Pluggo,
foremost.
Hey.
How the hell we doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm living the dreams. Thursday night. Wrestling's in full swing, full gear, so to speak. Like I said on the Twitter, like I said on the Twitter machine, we might just talk about the should have been award-winning movie Superbad for 45 minutes.
We were talking about Superbad before the show.
Heavy.
And it turned out to be like 5 minutes of you and I reciting lines from Superbad. Still holds up. One of the funnier movies
I am
ever made. Yes, still holds up. It is still hilarious. You could watch it tonight after this episode of Between Two Beards, and you will still laugh your ass off. Superbad is truly wonderful.
Right.
Oh, we got Lawrence in the chat. It is Beards o'clock. It is Beards o'clock.
He
All
said
right,
it's Beards
Pluggo.
o'clock, bitch.
We're doing good, though. We're doing good.
We're hanging in there.
How do you feel? I'll let you have the floor.
Oh.
Before we bring on our guest and we start talking about some wrestling.
Our guest is Money, by the way.
He is. He is Money. He also has a beard. Also fits the bill. Has a beard.
Wait a minute, Alex. You've never seen Superbad?
Wait
a minute. Is that real?
That's real.
Get off of our screen.
Get off my
What are you doing?
Get out of here.
What are you doing?
Why are you still here? Why are you still here?
What?
Never seen Superbad.
Anyway.
Where were you? In a cave?
Anyway.
Where the hell were you?
He said yes. Anyway, you were saying.
Smooth. What up? That's my boy Smooth. Who's got the bet? I mean, come on. Look at this.
I mean, that's not a debate.
The answer's me.
I will never argue that. Like, that would just be
the answer is me. Always.
That would be like me going, I've got a better jump shot than Steph Curry. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
my
I could probably take him in horse though. But
that thing is dope. Anyway, the floor is mine.
The floor is yours. I just need your opinion. What is your humble opinion on St. Louis Cardinal Paul Goldschmidt taking home the NL MVP today?
Dude's piece of trash. Trash.
He's the NL MVP though.
Go Cubs.
He had the best season in a while in the National League.
No, he's not that good.
Okay.
He's no Cub.
Not that good. The MVP of the season, not that good.
There's a thing, and I don't know if you and I have talked about this, but my friends group and I have a saying for Cardinals players. It's called the Satan ship. So the Cardinals insert this little chip into all Cardinals players that make them outperform anything they've ever done previous to them being there. And then once they leave, they remove said chip and they become absolute garbage.
But Goldschmidt was MVP caliber before he got there.
Sure, but then of course he goes to St. Louis and now he is just like.
Well, he was MVP caliber as an Arizona Diamondback, and you want to talk about legit trash? The Arizona Diamondbacks are trash.
Put it on the board when he leaves St. Louis for whatever reason. He is going to hit below the Mendoza line.
Okay. Thoughts on Aaron Judge? He used to be a Yankee. He used to be a Yankee, so he could go fuck himself. But sorry, he had the greatest season in the history of the American League, so that's not a shocker to me. It's not a shocker to me that he won the American League MVP. That is well deserved. He had the greatest. Drew, our guest tonight.
Yeah, we're getting way
is our friend, Big Money Drew.
Big Money Drew.
Lives in New York City. Obviously, we do firmly AEW. We could not do that this morning because of work shoot job obligations for both of us. So Pluggo stepped up with Drew last night, and they did a great episode of Reacts to Dynamite. In place, we'll be back. Although firmly AEW is on Thursdays, and next Thursday is American Thanksgiving. So we're going to figure that out. But either way, we're going to be back. If not next week.
Maybe we do a Wednesday night
Maybe we do a Wednesday night recap, or maybe we do a different night where we do like a full gear recap. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we'll be back in some form next week, hopefully. And then we'll be the normal after that. Holidays.
Yeah, I could go on for days about how all St. Louis Cardinals players, except for Ozzie Smith, are garbage.
Except for Ozzie Smith. Why? Because you just like the backflip?
He's the wizard. Yeah.
He is the wizard. He is the wizard.
All
right. Nonetheless,
what kind of man would I be?
Yeah, I want to bring our guest on because when I was just saying those things about Aaron Judge, he was cursing me in the back. So why don't we bring Big Money Drew Nicolas, our friend. We'll bring him into the room, and I can get his opinion on Mr. Oh God, what happened?
Oh God,
Mr.
Alex is here. He could do that.
Well, I said let's bring him in the room, and nothing was happening.
He's
so I took fucking advantage, and I said, you know what? I'll do it my damn self. That's what I said.
If he started Superbad when the second we said watch Superbad, he'd be at the.
He better not be watching Superbad when he's supposed to be on the clock.
He'd be at the part now where it's like, does your dad? You only have Baby Gap? Do you only shop at Baby Gap? Or you got any bigger clothes?
Starting to feel a little uncomfortable.
or he'd be like, or the part where he's like, you're not supposed to park in the staff parking lot. You're not staff. And he's like, I know that, Fogel. I know that. Anyway, Drew is here. We're getting so off a topic here. Drew, what's up, Yankees fan?
Ugh.
So I do want to preface by saying I've really fallen out of love with the Yankees, especially after this season.
Same.
Aaron Judge deserves a blank check
from the Boston.
Write your amount. I don't care what the amount is.
Okay. I was born in Massachusetts, raised in Massachusetts. I still live in Massachusetts. I got Boston sports teams running through my veins. All right. Thank you, Culp. Appreciate that.
Culp in the house. Hey, Culp Sports Corner. Why don't you drop in the chat how you feel about the MVP decisions in baseball?
Okay. Listen, we're here to talk about wrestling, but we're going to talk about fucking baseball because baseball rules and not enough people like it anymore.
We do it. We want.
Damn it. Like baseball, people. Watch fucking it is baseball's fault. But watch fucking baseball. Anyway, you cannot like Paul Goldschmidt because he's a St. Louis Cardinal and they're your rival. Just like I don't like Aaron Judge because he was, as of right now, he was a Yankee.
Mm-hmm.
I do think he will end up back there.
I do think so too.
He was a Yankee, and I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm not mad about any of them. They're both deserved. Pluggo was like, Paul Goldschmidt's trash. And I'm like, Paul Goldschmidt's the NL MVP. He is not trash. You do not be happy, but he ain't trash. Homeboy ain't trash. He just won the National League MVP.
Oh.
It wasn't anyone from the Astros, so that makes me happy.
Yeah. There you go.
And it was, Aaron Judge, that was a no-brainer. Dude had the best season in the history of the American League. That guy told the Yankees to go screw. He said, no, I'm good.
Listen, as far as
I'm
I'm
not going to sign
concerned,
anything. I'm going to play this year out. And he
trash.
went and had the best season in the history of the American League. Just balls out all year. Just like, hi, Yankees. Remember that time I told you to screw? And now you're going to have to pay me $50 million a year? Hi. Unbelievable. The balls on that.
Yeah,
guy.
they royally screwed this year. And baseball is the data show. It's the pitch counts. All these ridiculous stats, and everybody's into the stats and everything. It's just like, stop.
Yeah.
Play the game.
Yes.
The game. We don't need to have the 80th pitch. Now we got to take this guy out when there's 3-0. It's just let the people play, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball.
I loved when Garrett Cole would tell Boone, go screw.
Yeah, you're not taking me out. Yo, we got Roundtable Pro Wrestling Pod in the chat. We got some big news involving them that we will discuss a little bit later. Go Cubs, go. Hey, look again. That Paul Goldschmidt winning the MVP has nothing to do with hating the Cubs.
Listen,
he was just unreal.
Listen. Okay, he's a good player. Doesn't mean I gotta like him. Doesn't mean I want to see it. I don't want to see it. So as far as I'm concerned, whoever finished second in the voting was my NL MVP.
What if that was another Cardinal?
Then my
what if
third.
it was Nolan Arenado that finished second?
That guy is only good. Never mind.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys, yeah.
He's only good because he played in Colorado with the air over there. Now he's got the Satan chip help.
Oh, he was only good because he played in Colorado with the air, and then he went to St. Louis, and he's still as good as he was with the air. But now it's a fucking chip. They give him a chip because he's in St. Louis. Get over it.
Come on.
Get over it.
Come on.
Get over it.
I will not root for the Yankees until they make the real changes that they need to make. So
you know what, Round
you know what I want? Can I tell you?
I love this show too.
Yes. And I love that you're here, Roundtable Pro Wrestling Pod. And I love the thing we got coming up that we're going to discuss. Here's my thing. You know what? You know what I want? You know what I want? I want the Red Sox to sign Aaron Judge. That's what I want. We need an outfielder.
I might become a Red Sox fan then.
We need an outfielder. In the history of the Red Sox Yankees rivalry, it's always been the Yankees that have taken our players. We've never taken their players because we've rarely taken. It rarely happens on that. It's always
you want me
Clemens.
To be brutally honest.
It's
with you
always
right now?
Johnny Damon. They always take our guys. Jacoby Ellsbury. How'd that work out? But you know what I'm saying? Like they always take. We never take their guys. You know what the first real time we should take their guy is? The guy who just had the best season in the history of the American League. You wouldn't even made the playoffs if it wasn't for he carried you for a month.
I don't think the Yankees deserve him.
Oh, here's the thing though. Aaron Judge is older.
When I see Johnny Damon, I see an imperfect baseball. Imperfect balance of baseball. The Yankees see him and they see a $7.5 million star.
Yeah, 100%.
I think getting Johnny Damon off your payroll opens up interesting possibilities.
Are you doing Jonah Hill from Moneyball?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing? Yeah.
We talk super bad.
I know. But here's the thing, Judge. And again, we are here to talk wrestling, guys. All right, I'm sorry. We're here to talk wrestling, but you know how we do. We talk a little bit of everything.
Last week we talked about geese.
We talked about geese for a half hour last week. Literally talked about geese. If you were not here, it's on YouTube. Go check that shit out. We had Mr. Warren Hayes come on and literally talk to us about the time that he fought a goose.
One of the best voices in wrestling media. We're talking geese.
A goose. Anyway. I even forget what the hell I was going to say. But Aaron Judge is already 30. By the time next season starts, he's going to be approaching 31 years of age. That is not young. You can still play for a while. DH is the whole league now. You can still play for a while. I think if you want to get Judge, you got to come in. Like if I was the Red Sox, right? If I had the book, if I was Heim, my boy Heim with the Red Sox, I would go to Judge and I would go, hey, I know you're looking for 8-9 years. Fine. That's all well and good. You're looking for 8 years at 30, 35 mil. All right. I'm going to give you 6 at 50. 6 years, $300 million, $50 million a year. And if you're still good at 38 or 37, you'll have enough time to sign another 2 or 3 year contract, one last contract, either here or elsewhere for big money. But I'm going to give you the highest annual contract in the history of baseball by like 15 million. I'm going to give you 5 at 250 or 6 at 3. So you can go get 8 at 35 if you want, fine. But I'm giving you 50 million a year. I think he thinks about it.
Can you get him to give me $50 million a year?
I would love it. I'm not going
to play baseball, but I could still use the money.
I mean, we know a guy that has, deep pockets, so we could just have him give you the.
Elon, the Twitter killer. He.
Hey man, imagine having $44 billion to just kill yeah. He's like, you know what? I'm going to buy this and destroy it. Like Pluggo said off screen, I'm going to buy this and destroy it just because I can. Just because I can.
Yeah, he's still making money from Tesla and all those other stupid projects.
All right.
God, could you imagine that?
No, I can't. All right, let's talk some wrestling. We have a big weekend of professional wrestling. We have a big from here on out through next weekend. We got a big 9-10 days here. We got
wrestling's in a good stretch.
Yeah, we got Full Gear this week. We got Survivor Series next week.
Is this
we got
officially
a lot of
the
stuff
road to WrestleMania
going down?
Series?
Yeah, I know. We got a lot of stuff going down, but tonight we have Drew on. Him and I do a show called Firmly AEW, which we talk about everything AEW. So we figured what better guy to get on here to talk a full AEW Full Gear preview. And speaking of Full Gear, as you see our boys, Roundtable Pro Wrestling Pod, in the chat, this Saturday, we will be joining them for a watch-along on their channel. Roundtable, if you are still in the chat, put your link up in the chat so people can see. Go follow them on Twitch. Give them some love. We will be doing a watch-along of Full Gear on their channel, and then we will be doing an immediate reacts after the show right here on Love Wrestling's channel, kind of working with them, doing some cool stuff. I think at least for every pay-per-view, we're going to try to link up and do something like that, kind of a new little mini partnership of sorts where we're going to be working with them, hopefully growing the brands, having a good time, and just shooting the shit and watching wrestling with different people, different communities, having a good time.
And peace out to Smooth AL. Thanks for
Smooth.
by.
Hopefully you'll be back here, bro. He
bro.
was like, hey, Smooth was like, I was here for the baseball chat. This wrestling shit, I got to go eat, bro. I'm done. See you later. Have a good one.
I respect it.
Yeah, I do respect it. I do respect it.
Yeah, I do shows with the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Pod.
And yes, so Drew even perfect in this end as well because he does weekly shows with them. So he knows those gents very, very well.
Great guys over there. Great guys.
Yeah, so it should be fun. It should be fun. It'll just be for pay-per-views for now, but it should be a pretty good time. It should be a pretty good time. Looking forward to it. So follow us on our Twitters, on our Twitches. Let's go. Give them some love because we're going to be doing some stuff with them over the next however many months doing that stuff. So that's a lot of fun. All right. Oh, Smooth, you are coming back. We're talking Full Gear, baby. You got to come back. It's a big one.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Bryce Harper comes out and takes out MJF at the end.
They're in Jersey.
That doesn't mean Bryce Harper can't take the train.
It's true. It's true. I don't know. I thought there was going to be a
Bryce Harper's got some coin. He can go where he wants.
Yeah,
He's got majestic hair.
He does. All right. Let me pull up the Full Gear.
So I had tweeted that I wanted to go, but wasn't going. But then kind of thought, I was telling Pluggo last night. It's like, I want to go still. I'll think about it. I know what the real.
That's okay. Either do I, too.
You know what? I respect that too.
I don't know about this wrestling stuff. Me neither.
Hey man, well here's the thing. What you need to know about Smooth, we're buddies on Twitch. Homeboy's 15 years old. He's a youngster.
Well, get in the game.
He's a youngster, so you got time. Your mind can be molded into a wrestling fan, my bro. You need to give it a chance, man. It's good shit.
There's this company that has 2 W's and an E in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't have an evil guy running them anymore, so you can go like them and feel good about it.
They're not that great right now.
No, it's a little
the AEW crap.
Roundtable Pod, I did see you fix the tweet. I gave it some love on Twitter. So I appreciate that, my friend. Put your Twitch link up in the chat so people can go give you a follow so they can watch us on Saturday during the watch along over there. We have 11 matches, guys. We have 11 matches. And here's my thing.
So the
Drew, obviously we've been doing
5:00.
We've been doing Firmly AEW for a little bit over a month now. I'm always excited about AEW. I'm an AEW mark. I'll admit it I just love it. They rarely, even their bad shows are good to me. Yeah, that's right, Smooth. We won you over. That's what that's about. We won you over. That's what that is. Anyway.
Food.
I like that. That's cool.
Food can wait, bro.
Food, baby. We love
it.
Wrestling.
Listen, wrestling, food.
Oh, your podcast is doing well? Well, we got people not eating. We got people starving to watch us. People
are starving themselves to watch between 2 beers. That's what's going on here. That's how much our demand is.
Yeah.
Drew
I was going to finish. I am not going, so I will be on the show on Saturday.
So Drew will be hopefully he'll be part of the watch along and part of the reacts. We're doing it all. It's going to be a good time. You're damn right, Smooth. You're going to learn in here. Not from us. But maybe. We'll try our best. And Lawrence is already full with all this great content. He knows. All right.
Lawrence, we love you.
But anyway, what I was going to say. Sorry, I got all amped up there. Might be. I'm jacked up tonight, guys. I'm jacked up. What I was going to say is we have 11 matches, and I was excited for Full Gear before this, but leading into it, I was like, oh man, like what's the full card going to be? Like they hadn't rounded out the card yet. And then last night with Dynamite, they rounded out the card in a big way. And when they did that final rundown of the Full Gear card before the main event last night, the main event segment, I should say, I was like, shit. I was like, there is not one bad match. Like there's not one match on out of those 11 where I'm just like, eh. And
well, there's one match to them.
Oh, is it Sting and Darby versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett?
Christian and Jungle
Luchasaurus and
Jungle
Boy. But it's in a cage.
Luchasaurus.
Nobody can get in.
Oh,
nobody can get in.
You don't want to see Jungle Boy get his revenge. Fine. You know what? We're starting with that. That's the first match we're going to talk about. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. All right.
We're going to start. Enter a steel cage. We're just going to keep everybody out. Let them settle this. I don't know if that's going to happen. I have a feeling somebody's going to get involved.
That's awfully cynical.
WWE, we're not tribalistic people here. So if you like WWE, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we like all the wrestling.
Look who's behind me. See the big TV up there.
Yeah.
You see, they both have, you and Pluggo both have WWE's like right on the same side.
We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, like right on the same side of your
and
yeah.
This is better than mine.
Oh, and you both have the NXT too. Wow. All right.
Wow.
Jeez, would you guys fucking call each other before the show and say, hey, what's your setup like? No,
yes.
I did.
After last night, we're just going to edge you out, bro. It's going to be firmly Pluggo Drew.
I wouldn't blame you. Who am I?
So you want to start there, Luchasaurus?
Yeah, well, yeah, we might as well. Because that,
Jack Perry.
Yeah, and it's not a title match. It's not a title match. I don't have a cool setup. Pluggo's luckiest man on earth. His wife did that for him.
Yes,
did that for him.
Here's the thing with Mrs. Pluggo, right? She did this for me. She set this up. It was more out of like Mr. Pluggo, me, Pluggo Dad, whatever she calls me, Pluggo Daddy, whatever. Is why do you have all this stuff just sitting around? You need a home for it. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. I'm not good at that kind of stuff, but I have all this stuff. And so she did this for me. Yeah, right before we did the GCW reacts that one time.
Yes, I do remember that.
But yeah,
I remember that.
So anyway, Mrs. Pluggo rules. Shout out to my wife. She's the best.
All right. So we got 11 matches to talk about. Let's talk about that one because that one Drew just said is the only one that he's kind of on. And I feel like from Pluggo's comments, he's the same.
It's not that I'm on it, but just the trope of how are they going to get in?
Look who's in the chat. She heard you talking her praises. She heard you talking her praises, so she came. She's like, "Oh, is he talking about me?"
I feel like every show,
every time we start talking about her, she ends up saying something in the chat, which makes me think she watches the whole show. It doesn't say shit until she's mentioned.
Yeah, it's about her.
What the hell?
Wordsmith.
I respect that, by the way, but what the hell?
Huh? Wordsmith for a long time thought it was me.
You could. I mean, I think that's a fair argument.
She's real. She's real.
Her ears are burning, she says.
She's a real person. I
see that Smooth also wrote that he got all A's in school. Good for him. I certainly did not do that when I was in school. That was not me. Never me.
And she's not even home. That's how much she loves this show.
So you're not even home, but you're kid-free?
Yeah, kids with grandma.
Oh, shit.
Or as he calls her, Gigi. He's with his Gigi tonight.
Well, what up to Gigi? What up? All right. So
anyway. Owen is not causing a ruckus. He's not.
Incredible. Usually, but every time you pop on here, I hear screams of horror. Screams of horror from that child.
He's like the Luchasaurus of like this house. He's just a savage
beast. All right, Drew, I will let you lead. Talk to me about why you are not too high on the Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Luchasaurus steel cage match, and then round it out with who you think will actually. I am sure she's real, Pluggo. I bet she lives in Canada too.
Yeah, my girlfriend that lives in Canada. She's only home in the summertime.
God. So talk to me about what's making you feel that way about this cage match, and then give us who you think will prevail as well, and then we'll pass it over to Pluggo.
It has to be Jungle Boy. I mean, if he doesn't win this, then I'm going to feel even worse about this.
If he doesn't win it, then the feud's over.
Yeah.
That's
the
it.
Whole purpose
the whole purpose of this is so he goes through Luchasaurus to get to. But I'm under the impression that Christian still can't wrestle for fucking a while still.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the timestamp is on him returning to the ring, but there should have never been a Christian Jungle Boy match at All Out to begin with. So,
you mean if he was injured? Like if he was injured, like they knew he was that, and that's why they did the squash shit.
And it shouldn't have been that way. That kind of like killed it, to be honest. So now, because that loss makes him want to get revenge on Luchasaurus and get to Christian, this has to drag on for months, and I'm just not that into it anymore.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, Drew. Like, why didn't they just pause this? Like, we all would have. Like, this is the thing that they all talk about. AEW is like the smart fan. We all would have known, like, Christian's out. Let's pause this thing because it seems like they're purposely dragging it out for Christian to return. But how many times can you have Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, mix it up? Yeah, I think it would be more exciting if this was like 2 months earlier and we're like, all right, like we're in this thing and we know Christian's ready to go, but we know that he's not, or he might not be. Maybe he is. Maybe he's a quick healer. I don't know. But it's got to be Jungle Boy because
it's been weird because they built and they built and they built and they built to All Out. And then they murdered it at All Out, and now they've just been building. And it's like they just went, okay, round two now. Let's go. And they just were like, we got to do this all round. Again.
But this round, we're going to call him Jack Perry.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was because they didn't know what to do with Jungle Boy, if they pushed it off or whatever. But I feel like it would have been better, like, just say Christian got hurt, have Jungle Boy kind of move into a different direction. And Christian's gone. And then one day when Christian's ready to go, he can just show back up and just attack Jungle Boy or have Luchasaurus then turn on, I don't know, figure it out or whatever. And it could have gone that way as opposed to just being like, no, we're just going to pretend that whole first part of it didn't happen. And then we're just going to redo it.
Alex said in the private chat about this maybe being the blow off. The problem is, sure, it'll be the blow-off between him and Luchasaurus.
But yes.
But there's still the Christian match.
The Christian needs to be the blow-off, which is the unfortunate part because we don't know how long Christian is actually going to be injured for. What if he can't? What if he's injured for another 2 or 3 months? Like, what if he can't realistically come back till Revolution or something?
As long as Christian and Jungle Boy have a feud, Luchasaurus is involved. So it doesn't really, like, I guess, matter in the end who wins the match on Saturday because they're still going to be involved in a feud.
Yeah. It's very bizarre. I happen to think that the match itself will be good. I like steel cage matches still. I know they're an old school kind of, and I know Pluggo.
The match will be great.
Yeah, and I know Pluggo calls it a trope. I still like steel cage matches. Maybe it's because I'm old. I don't know. I just happen to think that this is going to be good. This is going to be Jungle Boy getting through the monster, and then we'll see what they do until, hey, who knows? Maybe Christian is more healthy than they're leading on, and maybe something happens. I don't know. But
is there anybody that you could see maybe getting inserted into this feud just to freshen it up? Is there any, like, I'm trying to think if there's anybody
Marco
else.
Stunt. No,
I was ready
for you to say
don't
that.
Get me
I know.
Started.
I was ready for Pluggo to say Marco Stunt.
That would be pretty great. That'd be Pluggo's moment of the year.
Well, there you go. Mrs. Pluggo going back to work. Thanks for popping in, saying hello.
Love you, honey.
Too many Christmas trees.
Oh, well, you just wait.
Oh, I know.
Winter
Drew, you know that, right? You know that Pluggo and Pluggo and fam have 4 Christmas trees.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do remember that. I don't remember when I heard it, but I do know that. Yeah.
4.
And I have there's nothing.
Go Steelers, fucking 2-8. Woo, go Steelers. Hey, 2 wins.
I might decorate this thing back here.
Anyway.
There you go. No, jokes aside, if you wanted, you've got to freshen this up if Christian's not ready to go. If you're going to keep it going.
Well, what if Marco Stunt were to come back and everyone's like, oh, he's going to even up the odds with Jungle Boy, and he takes out Jungle Boy?
Oh, I would love it.
And he's a little shit that helped Christian.
It would be spoiler alert for the second annual Beardy Awards. That would be my moment of the year.
Really?
If that happened.
Moment of the year over a Saraya comeback.
Comes back and takes out Jungle Boy.
Return of the year. Pluggo fills out. It says Saraya, Emma, fucking whoever. Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Marco Stunt. Pluggo's like, fuck yeah, Marco Stunt, baby. Marco Stunt. That's Pluggo.
Cody Rhodes returns to WWE.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, that was technically this year. So Cody Rhodes, all these things. Pluggo's like, nah, Doug. Return of the year, Marco Stunt. By far.
Justice for my man Marco. If you're watching, which I know you are, brother, they did you dirty. And Pluggo here will always fight for you, Marco, because I know you would fight for me. That's the kind of guy you are, Marco.
During the watch along with Round Table, if Marco Stunt does come back at that pay-per-view, we might see Pluggo.
No, let me tell you something.
Through the roof.
The real, and you guys you can understand this when you come to the watch along. The real return to wrestling that I'm looking forward to is Randy Hogan.
Yes.
Randy Hogan.
This is a real person, by the way.
Oh, I know.
He's going to show up Full Gear. Why not?
Yeah, he's going to be there.
He's going to be in the Jeff.
He's the real Scott Colton, by the way.
Did you just say Scott Colton?
Let's not go there. All right.
Let's move on from that.
Let's move on. We have a tag team match. It will be Darby Allin and Sting versus JEFF, JARRETT, Double J Jeff Jarrett, and Jay Lethal.
Showtime, Jeff Jarrett.
I did that shit. Great theme song on Jeff Jarrett, though. The old TNA theme. Excellent. Pluggo, I'll let you lead this time. How we feeling about this? I was watching the reacts last night. They did another one of those Darby Allin. Someone's in a body bag getting thrown off some shit. Whatever. Coming to I Can't Kill Me type stuff. Those are always shot well. They're cool, but I feel like it's the same thing every time.
Edgy. He's edgy.
Yeah. How do we feel about this tag match? Who do you think wins the tag match? We haven't seen Sting for a bit.
How much money do you think he saves a year just painting only half his face?
Darby?
Yeah. Face paint. Anyway.
Yeah, face paint. But we haven't seen Sting in a little bit.
No.
Obviously, this is Jeff Jarrett's AEW wrestling debut. How are we seeing this? How do you feel about the match? How do you feel about the story? And who do we think Jarrett gets the victory in his debut, or the Sting with the big comeback? Where you leaning? Plug?
Sting doesn't lose, right? Like
Usually not. But Jeff Jarrett is a big debut.
I just feel like just do Sting versus Jarrett. We talked about it last night, Drew and I, and he said that might not work out really well. But I've seen Lethal and Darby, and I'm ready for that to move on. I'm ready. Because I just don't know why Jay Lethal needs two people talking for him. For one,
I agree, because I think Jay Lethal can talk.
He's pretty solid,
pretty well. Like, I think he's pretty good.
Drew, I could throw it to him because he kind of put the seed into my mind about maybe the Sting and Darby dissension, or just some kind of tension happening in this match, so you could see Jarrett and Lethal getting the win somehow. I just again. I'll be honest, I'm not a Jeff Jarrett guy. I never really have been. So like, it doesn't do a ton for me. Like the stuff he's done, on the independent scene the past year or so has been pretty solid, but like, I'm all right with this. Like, it's a match. It's going to be good. I'm not excited either way. If I had to put money down on it, I got Sting and Darby taking home the W.
All right, Pluggo's got Sting and Darby. Drew, what say you about this tag match here with a couple veterans and a couple? Well, Jay Lethal's not an up and comer, but with a couple veterans on each side here.
That's great chicken, as they say.
That's what I said when I jumped on the roundtable show after our show, and I was like, "Oh, this is about two veterans versus two young." Oh wait,
Oh yeah, no, Jay Lethal's almost 40, so that's cool.
Jay Lethal is not a Darby Allin. He's
No.
almost at the same echelon of Sting,
Literally.
and he's he's closer to Sting and Jeff Jarrett than he is to Darby Allin.
Yes, correct.
So, I do. So, like Pluggo said, my prediction for this match is because Sting has been gone for a while, and Darby basically said he can do this stuff without Sting. There's some miscommunication, some dissension, and Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal get the win.
Yeah, I'm siding with Drew here. I think Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal get the win. I do agree. Obviously, Sting I don't think he's lost a match or many matches, at least, since he's been with AEW. I don't think he's lost any. I don't think. But either way, it feels like to me that Jeff Jarrett gets the win here. This match I think will be fine, but I don't, it is what it is. Like I'm like Pluggo in that, like either way, I'm like, okay, cool, all right, rock and roll. But I'll lean Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal here. All right, so we have one more match that doesn't involve a title, and then the rest of them all do. However, that match is a big match, so why don't we talk about the? Oh my god! Why don't we talk about? There's so many fucking title matches. Jesus.
There's so many matches.
Well, there's only 11. I feel like they've had more.
And I wouldn't be shocked if they added one on Friday night.
Oh, are you muted, Drew? You might be muted. I can't hear you.
Sorry.
It's okay.
To be truthful, this is kind of the reason also why I was like, I went to full not Full Gear. Hello. I went to Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
Year, my second time. I went to Extreme Rules. That was my first ever pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we're calling those things now. And but the thing is about a Grand Slam is that's a TV show that has to end at a certain time.
Yeah.
And the thing about Extreme Rules is WWE shows these days don't go more than 3.5 hours tops.
Yeah.
AEW shows go long.
They do. Okay. And this one being, it doesn't matter because they do it on Sundays too. They run long, but this one on a Saturday, this one's gonna go. This one's gonna go for a while.
And it's also it's similar to my thing with Extreme Rules where I traveled to Philadelphia for Extreme Rules. However, I did not realize how far away the hotel was, so I took a good 45-minute drive back to my hotel after Extreme Rules was over. Brutal. It was cold out. I had a light jacket on. Like, I'm cold. Now I have to drive 45 minutes. And it's basically going to be the same exact thing if I go to full.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Prudential Center is 45 minutes away from my house. No way. And it's probably going to be almost double the time of Extreme Rules.
Yeah, literally. No way.
And it's going to be cold.
I know.
Very cold. Much colder than
everywhere.
Extreme Rules.
Right. All right. Let's talk about the AEW TBS Championship match. We have the TBS champion Jade Cargill taking on the TBS champion Nyla Rose. I've enjoyed this story.
For the audio listeners, he did some serious air quotes.
I did, yes, because that's what they have it in quotations on the graphic. It's fucking hilarious. It is hilarious.
Can we just talk about how awesome the graphics are with the moving? I
love the moving graphics.
Bad Blood, can you put in the chat where you heard that they were calling that they were calling Nyla the TBS champion also? Like legitimately?
They are.
I don't remember where
I don't know if they've like called her that. She's referring to herself as that, obviously.
No, he said last night. I don't remember who said it. He said somebody actually is referring to her as
good. I hope so. Because they have it on the screen in the quotations. I think it's hilarious. It makes me laugh every time I see it.
It is fun. Though it does show like a weird. It is weird. As much as I'm happy that Nyla's getting this time to really shine and show her personality. It's just weird. It is weird.
I like it. I think Nyla realistically is the first. It's the first opponent Jade has had in a while that I look at and I'm like, Jade's gonna win, duh. But it is the first opponent that I've looked at that I'm like, oh, this is like a really like super duper credible part. Like her size, former AEW Women's Champion. We know what she can do. She's the native beast. Like she's always been presented pretty well and strong. I do feel like this is the first challenger for Jade in a while where it's like, okay, this challenger is at least legit. Do I think Jade has a chance of losing? Absolutely not. But it's at least a credible challenger in my eyes, in my opinion. But I am obviously going with Jade Cargill to remain undefeated and remain the AEW TBS champion. Drew, I'll slide it down to you. How you feeling? What do you think? Who do you think's winning this one here?
Yeah, it's gonna be Jade because Jade. Jade. I know she's getting to 50 now. I know that's happening. So like pretty much again, you can say this about pretty much every match that's in AEW, whether it's on TV or pay-per-view. It's gonna be great because the matches are great. So I'm watching the match, even though I know who's gonna win. The match is great, so I'm enjoying it. But sometimes it can be a bit too obvious. A lot of Jade's matches, unfortunately, are just, well, obviously Jade's winning. There's no real like, I wonder, could this be the one? We fantasy book Athena the one, Ruby being the one, a bunch of people being the one, but nobody ever ends up being the one. So
Sasha Banks shows up.
Okay, if that I'm going to tell you something. Imagine. I will punch myself in the face for not going if that happens.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
No, this puts Jade.
I will punch myself in the face.
This puts Jade at like 40-0, right? If she gets this win, I think.
No, I think she's already. Is she already over 40, or is this the 40?
Close.
I think this is 40.
This is 40. Okay.
Close. So it's a nice even number, 40-0. But that's the thing, and that's been the problem with the Jade Cargill run for me. I love Jade Cargill. Ophelia Payne, you're damn right. We got 3 beards tonight. Big Money Drew's in the house.
It.
Welcome to the chat.
That's right.
We're talking AEW Full Gear, so drop your thoughts, your comments, your questions, your concerns, whatever you want. You know how we roll. We'll talk about whatever. Anyway, the Jade run has been very plug in play. Like, okay, she took down this person. Let's put the next one up. Not really build anything. This has been a nice build though with Nyla. Like they've done a good job. And I love Shivani being like, well, I guess she's the contender because she stole the belt. Like, I guess you can do that now. But they need to figure out, and I think they need to figure it out soon because eventually, right, she's 40-0 in the TBS title picture. Why isn't she challenging Toni Storm? Why isn't she, taking on the Britt Bakers of the world? Yes, you want to keep Jade strong, but at some point you got to pull the trigger. So they need to come up with the next, the who's going to take this belt and get the next TBS champion in ring so that Jade can move up and we can see what she could do. But ultimately she's going to get it done here. No question in my mind. 40-0 sounds really nice. It's going to be a fine match.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It'll be good. But yeah, I think everyone kind of knows that that Jade's taking this one home a little bit. I don't think this one is one of the harder choices of the show.
It will be a legitimate shock if Nyla wins.
I agree.
So maybe they do it. I don't know.
You never know. Well, I think there's going to be another ladies title changing hands that we'll talk about a little bit later.
You think so too?
I think so. But we'll get there. Let's talk about the Ring of Honor World Championship, the Ring of Jericho, I should say. But Chris Jericho will be defending the Ring of Honor World Championship in a fatal 4-way, which we saw these four in a tag team match. Could they coexist last night, guys? They did, for the most part.
They did.
They did.
They did. There was no most part. There was no
there was no chicanery. Like, they was just a normal tag match. And Cesaro pinning Jericho as well was, yeah, I didn't mind it. But it will be Chris Jericho defending the championship against Bryan Danielson, against Sammy Guevara, and against Claudio Castagnoli. Pluggo, I will let you start, my friend, with this one. Who's winning? Who's leaving? New Jersey as the Ring of Honor champion.
It's got to be Danielson, right? Like, the guy.
I think Jericho is going to pin Sammy Guevara. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's what the rumors, how the streets are. But I'm thinking, like, again, we put Daniel Bryan at the dissension with the Blackpool Combat Club. He's not hungry enough. Maybe he's the one that turns on them. That could happen.
He has always come out of the heel tunnel, Danielson.
It's another big match where it's like, oh, I want him to win, and he'll probably lose. But I'm taking Danielson, and I'm sticking with it. But that match is going to, because I said last night, all four of these components are fantastic. What they do, for better or worse, whether you like them or not, they're all talented. So it's going to be a banger. I think it should open the show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a good opener.
Start out hot, get the crowd going.
I feel like did they open All Out with the they opened Grand Slam with the Ring of Honor Championship, correct? Mm-hmm. That was the first match, Claudio and him. Yeah. Excellent. I think Jericho's retaining. I don't think he's losing this yet. I think he retains, and I think just for storyline purposes, I think it creates kind of a cool little twist if it is like Guevara that he ends up pinning or something like that. I think that's really the only thing that could happen in this match that could prolong a story. I think if Jericho beats Danielson, that's over and done with. If Jericho pins Claudio, it's over and done with to me. If he pins Sammy, that creates some obvious dissension between stablemates. And they've had kind of a history in the past where Sammy left the inner circle because of Jericho. Like, they have a past of not always seeing eye to eye. Sammy is the type of young superstar that if he beat Jericho down the line for the Ring of Honor Championship, that's a big deal for him. That could make him more. You know what I mean? Like, you want the guy who beats Jericho for the title. You want that to be a big moment for that guy.
Daniel Bryanson, the upstart.
What was that? Daniel Bryanson.
Bryanson.
Is he debuting? Is that a new guy? Daniel Bryanson? Have we heard of him? Is he
Daniel
any good?
Bryanson. Yep.
All right.
Yep. He's
Pretty
coming.
Good. All right.
He's coming.
I'm ready. I'll be ready. I haven't seen any vignettes or anything like that. I don't know.
He's the upstart. He's going to get it done.
Daniel Bryanson. What a time.
To change his name.
All right. Roundtable. And I'm sure we'll talk about it on Saturday when we're all together. Roundtable, do you think he pins Jericho? Do you think Sammy pins Jericho maybe? Or goes over on
kind of like one of those moments where it's like, I have to. Like, what do you want me to do? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking.
So he thinks Sammy pins Jericho.
So that's like the opposite, but I would be okay with that. I'd be more than okay with that. I think Jericho keeps
yet. I think there are more former Ring of Honor champions you can bring out to do matches with Jericho. I just feel like, that's something I have fantasy booked.
Yes, we did talk about that.
Oh yes, I talked about it on Formula AEW.
Yes.
That's right. So I do think that it makes sense for Jericho to win by pinning Sammy. That's exactly what my prediction is. I think he wins by pinning Sammy because they've already started doing the little teasers of dissension between the two of them.
Yep.
So I think that makes perfect sense.
Can I ask who booked this match?
I just think they were like, Tony Khan booked it.
Right.
But like, I think they were just like, all right, like, we need something for these four guys to do. All right, let's do it.
But like, neither one of these teams would book this themselves. Like, let's all just go for it. Maybe. I don't know. I'm excited. It's going to get interesting. I think there's going to be, but again, I think at the end of the day, I'm more of the likelihood of the Blackpool Combat Club kind of splitting up. and fizzing out. If you're talking what we kind of talked about happening later on in the show, there's a lot of pieces to dominoes.
Drew wasn't here for that. So he's going to get that in the main event segment from me.
But yeah, we'll just keep moving on.
What did you say? You're going to what?
Well, he was talking about Blackpool stuff before the show. We were chatting some stuff, and you weren't on yet. And I said what I think is going to happen in the main event. And so I said you'll get a little bit of that later when we talk about the main event.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if all the things that you think are going to happen, then
I know I'm not alone in the thoughts. So I'm not going to act like I created it, but I think it's going to be good. All right, let's move on. We have a giant return happening. It was announced officially last week, but we have Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, going one-on-one with the returning. How long has it been? 5 years? 6 years? 5 years. Is that what they said? 5 years, correct? The returning Saraya. Gigantic return. This match is a big deal. A lot of people thought that Saraya Paige would never wrestle again. She's coming back. I thought the promos that they both had last night, specifically the Britt Baker one, was excellent. Yeah. Was excellent. And as you can see, Roundtable last night, that passionate promo was excellent. And the reason why it got over with the crowd and got over with us is because it was 100% true. It was 100. She was not lying. She was telling facts. That was an incredible. Nobody on the Twitch is really talking about we're talking about wrestling, bro. The hell are you talking about? We're talking about full gear, bro.
We're talking about it.
We've been talking about wrestling for the last 25 minutes, bro.
He's saying nobody else is. We are.
We are. Yeah, that's why you got to come here. You got to yell at all those people to come here where we're talking the wrestling. Let them know you're here. You're here often.
There it is.
See, here comes all the other stuff. Eric is more of an independent, more of a he watches all the stuff. But we do talk wrestling all the time. We do. There it is. See, he knows.
What's he saying here? We got a week. We got some Impact Wrestling and AEW pay-per-view cards, but these
there we go. That's too much stuff for me to read.
Pit Fighter 13.
We're not reading all that.
That's a lot.
Too many.
At Flophouse, he calls up Flophouse for Paradigm Pro. I'm actually super excited for that because I love Flophouse and I love Paradigm. So I will be checking that out, my friend. That's going to be fun. Shout out to all those dudes killing it. And
Smooth, you hang out, you watch some wrestling, you hang out. You're in the chat, bro. We talk to the chat all day, every day in this show. Like the chat runs the show.
Too Smooth, while we talk about the card, just throw out random wrestling things that you've heard. I just want to see.
He's a youngster though, so I don't even know what he's heard. John Cena. That's probably all he knows. John Cena.
Anyway, yeah.
Actually, I think this is one of the strongest AEW pay-per-view cards.
I do. Yes, from top to bottom, I feel that way, and they've had some strong fucking shows.
Pay-per-view history,
it's very good.
Except like the Jungle Boy Luchasaurus thing.
I hope that's the best match of the show.
Speaking of what Necro Erickson, now like you think about it, I gotta hit up Schwartzy and see if we get Schwartzy is a good time.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know Schwartzy, I'll send you.
There you go. We got Roundtable Pro Wrestling Pod saying he don't know shit about wrestling either. He runs his own channel about wrestling. He don't know shit about wrestling. There you go. See, you don't got to know everything. Randy Orton.
Nobody. Fair, in the wrestling world. Nobody.
That's either. I'm sorry. I just have to say, the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast channel. It could be not Bad Blood, and I thought
it could be, but I think it is. I think Randy Hogan, baby. Yeah, we talked about him a little. Randy Hogan.
Bad Blood is an actual wrestler, so he does. Wrestling. If it's Shane Huckey, then he doesn't know.
He's saying it's BB. Wrestling. It's Bad Blood. That's him. So he knows a lot about wrestling because he does the damn thing. But yes, all right. Saraya, Britt Baker. I thought the last couple weeks, I was at the show where they did the in-ring promo, where I thought that was Paige's best work in a long, long time. And then last night, I thought Britt Baker was excellent. I'm very excited from this match. I'm very excited that this is a high-profile women's match that does not have a title involved. That is a big deal. I think it's one of the first for AEW. It needs to continue that way. More female wrestling, please.
3 women's matches on this card. 3.
And you can make an argument. The one with the biggest story is the only one that doesn't have a title.
That's what I was just going to say.
Which is a big deal.
3 women's matches, and they all have like real stakes and stories.
Real stakes and real stories, which is super important.
That's
super duper important. But that is... I'm going to let Pluggo lead. Yes, it is. Well, you saw we talked about baseball, bro. We talk about other things, but yes, this is a wrestling channel, so we talk about the wrestling.
Wrestling heavily because of Full Gear on Saturday. But like Philly said earlier, we talk about geese. We talk about
football.
We talk about life,
we mix it up and down, but this is a pay-per-view week. Next week's a holiday and pay-per-view week. So, we love wrestling CA. So that's where we dive into the wrestling, but we talk about everything. Pluggo, I'll let you lead here. It is Saraya's big return, so I'm pretty sure we all probably are going to have the same person we think's winning. With that being said, though, what are you expecting from a Saraya return? Are you expecting full, no pun intended, full gear from her? Like, are you expecting just like, no, she's going to go full out? Oh, we got Roundtable thinking that Brit's winning.
How could you not? Right? If you've been cooped up this long, why play it safe? You never know. But I think you give the win to Saraya. I know that Roundtable saying Brit, so
that would be a story. Saraya makes the comeback and loses, and then has to kind of
puts Brit over. But that's the thing. Brit is bulletproof, in my opinion, in AEW circle. We talk about football and baseball too. We do previews and predictions, and we talk about it. Yeah, we do it all. I don't know who your team is, but I'll tell you if they're good or not.
I will too.
But you'll be wrong.
Probably not.
You won't get any answer.
Yeah, I probably won't tell you as nice as how Pluggo will, but I'll tell you what I think of your team.
Brit, I think Brit does the job here. Let's give Saraya that moment. Maybe there's a post-match beatdown where they can run it back, but I think this is a feud. I think this is a feud that has some legs, but I think Saraya.
Yeah, I think this can go further than one match. I think this could be like a full-on feud here for a bit.
I do like to talk movies, affiliate. If you were here earlier, we were chatting it up about Superbad.
I don't necessarily hate the pick of Brit winning. I think that could create a pretty cool story for Saraya, especially if it's a longer feud than just one match. But I do think I think Brit is at the level she's at, and she's in this match because that is a credible victory right away for Saraya. Right. She beat the biggest star in the division.
Because you're not bringing her in, right, and having her mow down the lower end of the card.
No, she's coming right and she even said it in her promo last night. The reason I picked you is because you are the star of this. Like, that's why I picked you, Brit. That's why I did this, because you are the AEW women's division. Like, that's part of the story. So I think Saraya gets the victory, but I do not hate the idea of Brit kind of ruining the welcoming a little bit. Yeah, I think that could be cool. Drew, where are you going with this? What are you thinking about it?
I think it will be crazy if Saraya does not win this match. It's her return. The last time she wrestled was a holiday live event tour, late 2017. So it's got to be her. It's got to be her.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. All right. Well, I think that one. Yeah. No. I think
all of this is going to be feel good. She's back in the ring. She's doing her thing. I think the intrigue here.
Turned on the dryer.
Turn on the dryer.
Just turned on the dryer.
I got these hands flailing around.
Professionals here at Between Two Beards.
That's right.
I
never claimed that. I never said I was a pro.
Daniel Bryanson.
Said I was good at this. Daniel Bryanson is debuting at Full Gear. I'm losing it. It's been a week. I work in retail, brother. So
don't I, brother.
But anyway, I'm not a professional like you. I think the whole thing for this intrigue.
I work with fucking children.
So. I live with.
Are you hurt? I'm old. I'm hurt, and I work with fucking children. That's going to be whenever I quit my current job. That's what I'm going to say. I'm old, I'm hurt, and I work with fucking children.
But I think the whole intrigue of this match is just to see what Saraya could do in the ring. I don't think they're going to go for 25 minutes, but I think she's going to look amazing. I think Brit's going to be the person that can do that for her as well.
All right. So, boys.
Yankees. The Yanks.
trash. I mean, he already knows how I feel about the Yankees. He's a youngster, so I'm not going to berate him on this show right now. But the Yankees are hot trash.
And as a Yankee fan, I agree with you.
Yeah, hot garbage. Don't get me wrong. My Red Sox finished last place, so like we're not any better. But fuck the Yankees. Anyway, so this match was added last night, and boy, oh boy.
Whoa.
No, it's not the match you're thinking of.
Oh.
This match for me, I'm not joking. When I saw the graphic for this match, this immediately became one of the matches I am looking forward to the most. It is a triple threat for the TNT championship match. It is Wardlow defending against.
This was made official?
This was made official last night.
We didn't talk about it last night because we weren't sure.
It is Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Samoa Joe. Give me all of this. All of it.
But only for the TNT championship.
For the TNT championship. Only for the TNT championship.
Huh.
This right here, in the words of the great Big E, this is 3 big meaty men slapping meat. And I am here for it. 3 big motherfuckers going to be beating the shit out of each other. Oh, I'm ready. I am ready for this.
Too smooth. How y'all talking? Yeah, we don't know.
Talking, bro.
We're not sure.
Yeah,
we somehow pull this off.
We just figure it out. Sometimes
I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth.
No. Somehow, I think the whole lights in my apartment just changed. I don't even know.
I think he was more commenting about your guys' Yankee slander, considering how well they did. But
how well they did? They got swept. Their asses got swept.
You did not.
They didn't deserve to make the playoffs.
No, they didn't. Aaron Judge carried their ass, and now they're not even going to re-sign him. Bitches. Fuck.
He better go to the Red Sox now.
He better. Oh, yes, move. Get ready for that.
He's gonna be a
ruthless. Anyway, big meaty men slapping meat. Damn right. You're damn right.
That's right.
I am very excited for this match. I love heavyweight, big wrestling. That Sheamus and Gunther, this type of stuff. I like the big. Oh, I'm ready for it. My prediction: Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs winning that TNT title. That's my prediction. I think Powerhouse Hobbs is the guy that takes it off of Wardlow. I think he's the guy that should take it off of Wardlow. Then you can transition Wardlow to the Samoa Joe stuff.
Or to the MJF stuff.
I think that is in play down the line. I think Wardlow. Oh, like what app? We do this on StreamYard, my friends. We do this on StreamYard. Party. So he's trying to learn as we go. We kept him in here to learn. He skipped dinner.
He skipped
dinner to learn, guys. We got to mold the youth. See, Roundtable agrees with me. Hobbs. That's my pick.
Didn't I say
that's my pick?
Who did I say is coming to AEW?
Daniel Bryanson, bro.
Daniel Bryanson. I don't know his
triumphant debut.
I'm with you. I could see Hobbs winning. Samoa Joe and Wardlow doing their thing. Maybe
I think Wardlow. Not to the same level, but I think Wardlow is in a very similar position to Jade Cargill. Whereas I think Wardlow, he hasn't been booked as strong, obviously, but Wardlow is super over, and I think he's kind of reaching a level where he's kind of above the TNT title. And with the history with MJF, it makes sense, not right away, obviously, but down the line that they would readdress that. And if you readdressed it for the heavyweight championship, Wardlow doesn't need that TNT title. Powerhouse Hobbs is a guy to me that TNT title, of all 3 dudes in this match, that TNT title, I think, does the most for Powerhouse Hobbs if he wins.
I agree.
And I think that is the play. It's a triple threat, so you can get around the fact of, Joe could, whatever, you can protect people if you need to. You can figure it out. But I think Powerhouse Hobbs is leaving as the TNT championship. I'll pass it down to Drew, but that's my pick.
Yeah, I agree. I think while it would be cool for Samoa Joe to win it.
Yeah, and be a double champ.
I feel kind of sad that it's not for both championships.
I would have loved it to be winner takes all. That would be cool. That would be a cool little wrinkle.
Yeah, I would have liked that a little more because there's multiple stories being told here. It's not just the TNT title. So, but yeah, I think Hobbs would be the right choice.
All right, Pluggo. You seemed shocked when I picked Hobbs. You were like, "Huh."
I didn't think you
didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming because in my mind,
keep your head in the swivel, bro. I come from all angles. I just come from all angles.
Well, before we started talking about, I started thinking like maybe there's a way here where Joe and Wardlow kind of cancel each other out. Hobbs steals a win here, and then they feud for the Ring of Honor TV title for a hot minute, and then they move them on, of course, and do something different. That's the way to get your title change. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of like it, but if I'm gonna guess, I think maybe they keep it on Wardlow. I'm gonna lean there just because.
You think maybe they keep it on, but then Hobbs.
I don't know if TK's got that thinking in his mind either, but he should. Like, 'cause it makes sense. Like, if we all think MJF is gonna win the title and Mox is gonna go on vacation, then eventually, like, MJF.
That's a big money. It's a big money match down the line if you get Wardlow and MJF
and
you don't title. It's a big money match,
and that's
they have a history. It's a big match.
Wardlow pretty much said that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to go straight, go for the world title. He didn't want to interim this or interim that. So yeah, I think you do it. Maybe pull the trigger. I'm with you. I'd be down for Hobbs. I like Hobbs a lot. Powerhouse. I call him Will because I think Will Hobbs is a better name than Powerhouse.
You like Will Hobbs better than Powerhouse Hobbs?
Yeah.
Powerhouse. I love that fucking thing.
Hobbs.
Anyway,
I'm gonna kick your ass. I
love it. I love
kick your ass, Samoa Joe.
I love it. I love it. I love me. I love all three of those dudes, but I love me some Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm in on that. All right. Let's talk about the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament. Now,
I thought they were not doing that.
Are they done it?
No, because Ricky.
No, right? Because Ethan Page made it to the finals last night on Dynamite, and the finals is at the pay-per-view.
Who is he facing?
What is that?
Wait, did they cancel it, Alex?
It's not on Full Gear. It's going to be next week on Dynamite. It's Ethan Page versus whoever wins on Friday.
But what?
So on Friday they're doing Ricky Starks and Archer again, right?
Oh,
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're doing that on Friday, and then the winner of that will face. Because Brian Cage is still involved too, correct?
Yes.
He won.
I haven't really.
They're doing a match on Friday. But
then
the winner of that match still needs to fight Brian Cage before they get to next Wednesday.
Oh, they might be doing that at
right?
Review then.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
I remember seeing something about him being injured.
Does anybody have Google?
Match.
But last night they said that they are doing the match.
Yeah.
Let me
with Archer and Ricky Starks. He wants to do like a no holds barred match or something like that. He was like, let's fight in the back. Let's start it in the back or whatever. But then they announced that.
Yeah, Stark said he's gonna take them dreads and walk him like a dog and then make him eat them.
Yes.
On Rampage.
He said that.
Which I thought was amazing.
I mean, Ricky Starks is amazing.
Those dreads are anyway you put extensions. They're not
anyway
real.
You put it. Ricky Starks is incredible. All right. Well, I'm on Wikipedia and it's still listed on the card. So we won't talk about it. I'm
looking it up right now.
We won't talk about it. We can skip this one. Let's talk about the AEW. Alex, as you look it up, first of all, fuck off my screen.
Yeah,
and then second of all, let's talk about that.
I don't know why that one of all. We've been doing this with Alex for like 50 shows, and that one popped me the best.
Because I'm talking so politely to him. Like, Alex, first of all, fuck off my screen.
Justice for Alex in the chat.
All right. No, not poor Alex. Please.
Oh, man.
Glad you're here, Celia.
Yeah.
Don't star that fucking comment. You take the star off that fucking comment.
Let Alex have his moment, his son.
No.
He does, dog. Alex
I know. He does a lot for us. We appreciate him, but stay the fuck off my screen.
All
right, so
stars off
we have the AEW tag team. High five's cool. I like high fives. Fist bump. That's become my new thing because of COVID. I do fist bumps. I go, what's up? How are we doing? I do
bro. Speaking of which, like,
bro,
I'm a handshake guy. I know COVID is the thing. I know this is a side off.
You gotta wash those fucking hands.
But like, I went to a show in one of the a local show, and one of the wrestlers, I don't know if you're familiar, Lainey Luck, she was wrestling, And like my son was with me, and he got to take a picture of me, and I wanted to shake her hand and say thanks for taking the picture. And she goes, "COVID, bro," and she like. So I had the awkward hand out, and she like, and we fist bumped, and I was like, "Oh,
that's why you go." I think you always got to lead with the fist bump.
So
and then
now I'm always like,
if you lead with the fist bump, but you see the other person coming with the hand, if you're comfortable with it, you just transition to the hand. You just all right.
Isn't that weird?
Man. But if you lead with the fist, I think that kind of hits both. It hits both what you need.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
I learned a harsh lesson.
That's what I do.
Real quick, I have an update.
Oh!
Yes. So
no, give us the update.
On tomorrow, it's going to be Ricky Starks versus Lance Archer
on Rampage.
On Rampage.
Okay.
On 0 Hour. So here's another match.
So on the pre-show. Okay,
it's either going to be the
winner of that
Starks,
versus Brian Cage.
Versus Brian Cage, and then the finals will be Ethan Page
on next week's Dynamite.
On Dynamite, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. Now get the fuck off my screen. Okay. You know.
Would it make you feel better, Alex, if we told you we treated Joe this way?
Oh, just one more thing. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Say the thing. The shtick. Alex,
get the fuck off the screen, Alex.
Drew's coming in hot. Oh, you got it from Drew.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Okay. I was.
No. Oh my goodness.
All right.
So there you go. But the thing was, Ethan Page did cut the promo saying like, "Odd Full Gear, I'm going to become number one contender." So
that's what I'm saying. Whatever. Anyway. I was looking forward to an Ethan Page versus Ricky Starks match at the pay-per-view. I thought that would be fucking awesome. But hey, if that wants to main event Dynamite next week,
even better.
Rock and roll, dude. Rock and roll. All right, AEW Tag Team Championship match. It is the last match
in the
trilogy.
Drinking night of the year, and usually consistently their lowest.
Oh, the night before Thanksgiving, like literally the biggest drinking night of the year. It's a wild evening. All right. It's the final match in the trilogy of these tag teams. It is the acclaimed defending the AEW Tag Team Championship.
Now hold on a second. I know I just did this, Alex, but we may have to bring him back on again because it may be possible that another person is injured and there's not going to be a match.
Oh, is Keith Lee injured?
He was wearing a sling today in a picture. Now I don't know.
Is that why he wasn't on Dynamite last night? Or do you think they were playing it up that it was because they were not seeing eye to eye?
You know? No, not Keith Lee.
No, wait, who?
Anthony Bowens.
Oh, yeah, because at the end of the match he was holding his shoulder like roll. But what do you think that's?
So I don't know if he's like legitimately injured. So
he does have injury history, sadly. I love that man. He's so good, but he does have injury history.
Yeah, he was wearing a sling I did feel like that match ended weird last night.
Well, I feel like the move that Swerve hit, Bowens did land awkwardly, like on his side, shoulder, whatever.
I believe it was the right arm that was.
Yeah, he was grabbing it after the match. So I don't know. I didn't know it was legit though. I thought, it could be just the selling of what
we got to get Alex on here.
Alex has figured out the way to get the screen time.
I'm so scared now with our
Christ. I will not scream at you again. I promise.
Yeah, you won't. So yeah, 5 Foot Select reported that Anthony Bowens did have an aggravated shoulder injury. Nothing for certain right now, so we'll just have to see how it plays out.
But as of right now, the match is still on.
As of right now, the match is still on, yes.
Cool.
If not, Marco Stunt will fill in admirably.
Fuck out of here, Alex.
Okay.
Alex, we appreciate what you do, but get off the screen.
Yeah. Bro. All right, so we're going to talk as if this match is happening.
Hashtag
Pluggo, I'll let you lead.
For Alex.
Yes. Pluggo, I will let you lead. Who do you think? Do we think the Acclaim is hanging on to the titles, or do we think Swerve and Our Glory are getting them back?
No, I think it's the Acclaim. They're so hot right now. They were the biggest pop of the night last night. They were
easily
most notable pop. Like that crowd sucked, but I mean, ultimately, you could tell when they were on the screen. They brought back Captain Freaking Insano.
Oh,
that
it was amazing.
Deserves to give them a win. But ultimately, I think Swerve and Keith Lee are going to separate and do a one-on-one thing, get that feud going, because I think that there's some other tag teams that you start needing to get some shine to. And if the Bucks are back and FTR, so it's time to move the Acclaimed on to something else. And I hate to say it because I love Swerve and I love Keith Lee.
Well, do we think, and I'll we've talked about it a little bit on Firmly AEW, Drew, as we slide it over to you. Do we think this is the match, if it does happen, where the implosion of Swerve in Our Glory happens? They've been teasing it for weeks, even longer than that. Do we think this is the match where they lose and it's either due to the implosion or the implosion happens right afterwards? This is kind of the end of Swerve in Our Glory here.
Yes. Yes, I think that this is it. You felt it the first time. You thought, the Grand Slam match. It's like, oh yeah, this is where it's going to be, but it's got to happen now because one is so clearly a heel and one is so clearly a babyface. Like, it's time to split that up and have them have a program.
Yeah, Pluggo.
Yeah.
Do you? I know you picked, but do you think that's the case for you too? Like, do you think that causes whatever's going to happen here?
Oh yeah, I think that's where you end it. This is the split. Gives us something, like I said, moves everybody on, keeps the story, not the storyline with the two of them going, but it keeps the momentum going for both of them. Claim get a big win, so we get Swerve and Keith Lee 1-on-1. I'm all for it. Let's go.
And I think that's what happens. I think the Acclaim keeps the titles. They remain. Hopefully the Anthony Bowens thing is not too serious because that would be terrible. But I do think the Acclaimed gets the victory. Swerve in Our Glory implodes. And hopefully the Acclaim just continues healthy. And I want to see the Acclaim versus FTR. I want to see them versus a bunch of different teams. I want to see them against the Lucha Bros. I want to see them against the Bucks. I want to see them against a lot of teams. So hopefully that's where we go. All right. It is time. Last night, another match that was announced. It will be for the AEW Trios Championships. They teased it last week with the vignette we saw, but last night it was announced and made official. It will be the Death Triangle going against the return of the Elite Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Pluggo? No, actually, I let you lead last time, so I'll slide it down to Drew.
Well, darn.
This is the match that I regret not going to.
I think this is the match that should open the show. Personally, you have the Elite come out as the first people that come out and their triumphant return to open the show. That arena starts off fucking hot as hell. Hot as hell. With that.
That's true. That could be the one thing that is hotter than that 4-way. I bought, not for this purpose because that would just be weird. I legitimately liked them, so I bought the Young Bucks Diodora shoes that came out. Those like limited edition ones.
Yeah.
All in.
I would have worn them.
Baller, dog. You baller.
I am Big Money Drew, after all.
It is true. And you got to live up to the bill. If you're going to call yourself Big Money Drew, you got to live up to the bill.
Yeah. True. I'm incredibly broke. But the...
It's like that TikTok I was saying, I'm in severe credit card debt.
I'm in severe credit card debt. That's where I'm at. I'm incredibly broke.
But I think that this... I don't know. It's hard to predict this one because I do think that Death Triangle have been great as champion. But do you just put it right on the Elite as soon as they come back? I don't know how that looks. Like optics.
They never lost them.
Suspended, and then they lose the belt, and then they come back.
Trios.
They never lost them though.
I know, but I feel like I would have. A lot of people have speculated that House of Black could come back, and
it's true.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I just don't. I mean, I'm not going to hate it by any means, but I just don't know if I would put the titles on them right now. Like, maybe I would give Death Trying a little longer, let them, maybe they turn heel, maybe they go, you know what? Hey, Pac, we like your deal here. Let's do it. And
that would be okay.
And
I actually think that would be okay. I did like last night. I did like how Pac was talking, and he was like, "Hey, everyone's excited for your big return, and you think you might be showing up and catching us out of our element or surprising us, but like we've been waiting for you. We're not." I loved Pac saying that, like, "Hey, we're not scared of you guys. Like we've been waiting for you to come back." I love that. However, I think there will be a point in this match where Pac wants Rey Fenix to use the hammer on one of the elite.
And Rey's like, nah.
I think it can go. Obviously, it can go two ways. Either maybe we get what Drew's talking about, and Phoenix goes, you know what, fuck it, and he uses it, and they turn heel, and maybe they win, and it prolongs things here, or Rey Fenix continues on the straight and narrow and doesn't use it, and they lose. And then I think that creates more division with Pac. And then
that was my original prediction.
Yeah, and I think that creates Pac being angry again, like, what the fuck? This is 3 times now. We lost our titles because of this. Like, figure it out. And then I think that is what I think is going to happen here. And I think the Elite do come back, and I think the Elite immediately win the Trios titles again. I do. I think that's where I'm going. Pluggo, I'll let you round this one out.
Make a statement. I kind of feel the same with Drew, though. Like, optically, do you put it on him right away? Is there kind of like Tony Khan? I mean, again, I'm more intrigued on what's happening behind the scenes with the Elite in the sense of, like, was there a sit down saying, hey, like, we're going to bring y'all back, but you're EVPs. We got to handle these things a little bit better, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, either way you swing it, I'm not going to be mad. I think the both teams are worthy. So I think the match is going to rule. They're going to show out because they want to show out. They haven't wrestled in months, and Kenny has just got back into the swing of things. So yeah, I guess if I'm going to say Death Triangle.
It's a tough one, right? It's a tough
one.
If
I had confident points on it, it would be like the least amount of confidence.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Like, I'd be like,
it's a tough one.
So I'm going to go with that.
All right. I like it.
I don't love it. I don't love it.
It's okay. It's okay. We are down to our last 2 matches of the evening. We do have the interim AEW Women's World Championship match. It will be the interim champion, Toni Storm, defending against one Jamie Hayter. I'll lead on this one because I foreshadowed it or teased it a little bit earlier. I think you put the belt on Jamie Hayter. She's over. I think Toni Storm has been a credible champion. If she wins, I will not be upset because at some point Thunder Rosa's coming back, and the Toni Storm Thunder Rosa thing obviously makes sense. Would I be shocked if Toni Storm wins a hard-fought battle and maybe Thunder Rosa makes her presence felt after the match? Like, hey, I'm back. You and me soon. Maybe. She's been out for a while, and I would think if they were putting the interim thing and not taking it away from her, it makes me think that she wasn't going to be out for like a super-duper extended amount of time. Right. But she's already been out for a few months, it feels like, at this point. But I think you pull the trigger on Hayter. She's super over. You pull the trigger, and then maybe Thunder Rosa comes back and works Hayter, or maybe this leads to down the line a Britt Baker Hayter thing if Hayter's the champion. I think I'm going with a title change here, and I think I'm going with Hayter winning. I'll slide it over to Mr. Pluggo here, and we'll round it out with Drew.
Oh, Mr. Pluggo, that's like the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I do like the idea of like Hayter winning it, and then Britt losing, and Jamie being like, "Well, I won my match.
I'm the leader now of this little group. Yeah. I'm the one here."
Look at that. Look at that.
I think you're Drew. I think you're.
Well, we talked about it last night. He mentioned that too, and I think like here's my thing.
I think that's what we do.
And here's the thing: when we had this happen with the Acclaimed, when it was clear they should have wanted it all out, and then they had to kind of make up for that, the Grand Slam. It's like you got away with that, you can't always make that like, oh, the crowd's super over, let's make up for it in a couple weeks. I think if that crowd is fully behind Hayter, you call that audible. It's the interim belt anyway. Yep. And no disrespect to Tony, but I think you ultimately, I think you go with Hayter here.
According to Alex in the private chat, it could end up not being the interim championship.
Oh, really? Have there been? Yeah, he did say in the private chat that there have been talks or rumors of Tony maybe stripping Thunder Rosa of the title. I have not seen that or anything like that, but I
haven't been on Twitter all day.
Yeah, I haven't been on Twitter.
Well, Twitter's imploding. This is the last.
Yeah, this could be the last night of Twitter as we know it. It could be. Who knows?
Is that because of an injury and she's out longer than expected, or is that because TK and her are beefing?
Alex is shaking his head. Yes, that it's the injury thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You know how we love Thunder Rosa here.
Oh, friend of the show. She used to be in our theme song before Alex was like, I got to get myself in there. I got to get myself in there. Who we booting out? Yeah, let's boot out the AEW Women's Championship. They don't bring credibility to our show at all. At all. Fucking Alex. I love him. Oh, he chucked me the finger. This will be Alex's last night as the producer of
just like Twitter. You're gonna explode.
We are just like Twitter. Between Two Beards is imploding before our very eyes.
I think Alex and JPJ have been imploding for quite a while now.
If it's
Revolution.
Get off my fucking screen.
And Alex.
Put him in a cage.
Jesus.
But no, if they're gonna make this if they're just gonna make her the champ, then again, that's fine. I still think if Hayter has got the crowd and she's got the momentum in the moment, you gotta pull the trigger. Because again, I don't think you can get away with that all the time.
Yeah.
Because eventually, like Hayter's organically over, she's killing it, and again, things like this too. And I preface this a lot. You don't have to have Jamie Hayter does not have to have some 2-year title run, right?
Nope.
She could win it and then lose it at the next pay-per-view or lose it at a special, lose it at this damn battle of the belts things that they do every quarter that don't seem to have any. That's fine too. But acknowledging us as the fans saying, we see that you're behind her. Here's a moment. Let's do it. Why not? Let's go.
I agree. Drew, where's your head at? Where's your head at? What's the pick? What do you think's going on in this interim world's title?
You got me thinking of that song now as soon as you said that. Don't let the walls keep in you. The right play here is Jamie Hayter wins, Britt Baker loses, and Britt still,
acting like Queen Bee. And Jamie Hayter going,
who's holding this right now?
You see this? This is mine.
It used to be yours, but
it used to be yours, but now it's mine. So I'm actually the queen.
I remember the promos where Britt was saying we will be the champions. That's not going to fly
and
with
still
Hayter.
To this day. Hayter doesn't do the DM. She doesn't do. You know what I mean? Like she's still part of the group. She still helps Britt. But Britt, whenever she's doing her cocky stuff, Hayter's just sitting there, just going, "Okay, yeah, all right, yeah." I think that's the way to go. I think that's the
Toni Storm has been a great champion.
She has,
yeah,
very good.
Really,
I think she's brought credibility to the title. She's been on TV in some form every week, which for whatever reason they were not doing with Thunder Rosa. For whatever reason that is. It was dumb that they didn't do that with Thunder Rosa because she's excellent. But Toni Storm has been on TV either having good matches or she's just been visible on TV looking like a strong champion every week since she's won that belt. And it's done wonders for that belt and for her. But I agree with both of you. I think this Jamie Hayter's organically over. It is what it is. I think Jamie Hayter... I think you got to pull the trigger. I think you got to pull the trigger and you got to put it on her because that's what the crowd's going to want. I think that's what, and I don't think it's because the crowd is going to be against Toni Storm by any means, but I think the crowd is going to want Hayter to win that match. And like you said, Pluggo, they did it with the Acclaimed, but there's only you can't do it every time. So if the crowd is very much pro Jamie Hayter, you got to give the crowd as Excalibur says, you got to give the people what they want.
Well, and now that I think about it, didn't she have a match? Wasn't it her at All Out that was also over at All Out, and she didn't win there either? Because I remember us talking about there was 2 opportunities for them to go with what the crowd was giving them.
Yeah, what was?
And I think it was her
multi-women match.
Yeah,
or was it her?
Yeah, it was All Out. They were.
It was for the interim title. It was for it's where Tony won the interim, right? Yeah. So we were all chanting for her there too. Again, you can't. You can't. Sometimes you just gotta try it, especially again if it's an interim title. If it stays interim, that's got some stank on it because it's interim. But there's your opportunity to just try something. If Thunder Rosa comes back and beats Jamie Hayter, and then Tony says, "Well, hey, I want to get back in line," you have time to build Tony Storm back up to that point. Just saying. Do it, TK.
I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it. All right, gentlemen, we are here. We are at the main event of Full Gear. I feel like this is a huge, big fight. I feel like this is a big time main event. It is Jon Moxley, who arguably could be the best wrestler in the world right now, defending the AEW championship against MJF. I'm going to let Pluggo lead on this one. What are we feeling? Is this MJF's time? And if it is, do we think
if not,
been teasing? Well,
right.
Hey, I agree. But now they're kind of, is he a good guy? Is he still with the firm? And this is all a ruse? There's multiple angles. I know we talked, where I'm going to go with it. But I trust that you're not going to copy my great idea.
No.
Because it's a great idea. But, where do you see this one going? What do you think is happening?
Again, for me, it all comes down to I think MJF wins. It's how he wins. I think it's ultimately because this is going to main event the show, and they love to have big moments at the ends of the show. But I think the biggest moment you could do in this would be like if you want to try MJF out as a babyface because he can flip a switch whenever he wants. So if you try him out as a babyface 2 weeks and it don't work, he can immediately go back to being the MJF we all know and love. But I think it would be, will Mox shake his hand? He pins him clean, 1, 2, 3 in the ring. Will we see that moment and kind of that transition? Will the firm get involved? If they don't get involved, that's all it comes down to me. I just feel like, and again, it's not a bad thing that this is predictable, right? It's a hell of a good story. They're telling an amazing story. But this is one of those, like, again, if you're not going to do it here with MJF, like, how can you keep this white hot momentum he has if he takes a loss here? Like, that's another, because they only do pay-per-views 4 times a year.
Yep.
Where are we going to wait till Revolution to do it? Like, nah, do it now. Let Mox and Renee go on their vacation.
Go on that well-deserved vacation that
themselves.
Mox has earned that vacation. He has earned that vacation.
The troll on Facebook that thought my meme was dumb. Love you. He just went dumb. And I was like, hey. Anyway, MJF, he's better than you.
So you think he just wins clean and you think Mox gives him the handshake?
No, I think you could do that. I think that for me would be the most interesting.
That would mean that he's a babyface, that MJF's the
that
babyface
also,
guy.
Because that, again, like if the firm comes out and beats that ass and he gets the W, all right, that's what MJF does. He does that's an end. But we've not seen him. Let's go over clean. 1, 2, 3. Do it the way he's saying he's going to do it. I think for me is the most interesting and intriguing aspect. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not.
Even more interesting and intriguing than what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, for me.
Okay. Drew.
I don't want to steal your idea.
I know. But where is your head at, Drew? What are you thinking about?
You did it again.
Oh, do you want me to go? I'll go if you want me to go, if you need more time.
No. This is, I think, probably the most anticipated main event of any AEW show ever because of how many different ways this can go.
Yeah.
And I've said on our show previously on Firmly AEW, it doesn't matter what way happens. I'm going to be satisfied.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because they're in such a great spot right now where any way that it happens, I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Now, there was something while you guys were talking, I was thinking about something else that could potentially happen.
Oh, this is going to steal my thunder, I think.
I don't know what it is, so if it is this, I'm pretty good. I was thinking of, like we know, okay, so it's pretty much a guarantee the firm's going to get involved somehow.
100%. I almost think it's a guarantee.
Moriarty and his beautiful hair. I love it.
I almost think it's a guarantee that they at least are coming down to ring.
Right.
They're going to show up.
Right. So what if the firm comes out and then William Regal is there?
I think he might.
Regal's like helping Moxley, maybe even depending on what happens with the 4-way, Danielson and Claudio come out.
Yeah.
They all fight off to the back, and now it's just Regal out there with
he's going where I'm going. Damn it. He's gonna steal my fucking thunder. Sorry.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, he's allowed to do that.
Oh, I know.
Regal has the brass knucks.
Here it comes.
Here
it comes, stealing my thunder.
And he knocks out MJF.
Oh, okay. He didn't steal my thunder.
See?
I don't mind that.
I knew.
I don't mind that. I was nervous. I was like, shit. I was like, I thought I was alone in my thoughts.
We've never kicked a guest out of here before.
So he like cheats.
Okay.
To win for Moxley. Because like the thing is, and I don't really think that this is what's gonna happen. I think MJF is gonna win. But I'm literally thinking of any scenario and I love it. Any scenario, and I love, like, if they did that, I could see that would be probably the only way that MJF loses, is if Regal gets so hot about MJF's boys, or him assuming that the firm are MJF's boys.
Yeah.
That while Moxley's down or turned around and the referee's checking on him, right with the brass knucks to MJF to ensure that Moxley retains. Crowd might not like that decision.
Maybe. I don't think so. I think the crowd's going to be pro. I don't think they're going to be anti Moxley, but I think the crowd is going to be way more pro MJF than they are going to be pro Moxley.
Yeah, but I'm just like that. That would probably be the only okay way of MJF losing.
Yeah, I would agree there.
You think? I had a feeling this is what was going to be happening. You think?
Yes.
Just lay it out there, big fella.
Here's what I think's happening.
To talk about it.
Here's what I think's happening.
Drum roll, please.
I think the firm will get involved. I think there will be some sort of chase off or fight off, and I do think it will come down to just Moxley and MJF being involved. And I think William Regal gives MJF the brass knucks. And I think MJF hits Moxley with the brass knucks to win the title. And then I think MJF and Regal, respectfully. That's because I think Mox is going away on vacation, not going to be involved. MJF and Regal had that promo where they discussed the brass knucks, where Regal is the one that doesn't want MJF to have the diamond ring. That wasn't a Moxley thing. That was Regal saying, hey, why don't you beat us without the diamond ring? I think, Alex, what the fuck, man? Geez Louise. God almighty. Even off screen causing issues over here. Anyway. Oh, no. No, we're not talking about that.
No.
I'm not doing it.
If that happens,
That would. Oh my God. I think AEW would be on a 2 pay-per-view penalty for me if that were to happen. Not because of what the actual thing is, but that would be so. How the hell do you get there, Alex? How the hell do you get there?
They are in love.
What kind of storytelling?
They've been doing it every week on commentary.
What kind of storytelling? What gets you there?
We might as well just say
no. But that's what I think. I think this whole premise of the story, when the story started, revolves around Regal not seeing something in MJF, not seeing something that would make him a top guy. That's why he didn't sign him. That's why WWE ended up not signing him. Not just because of his age, but because Regal didn't think he had what it took. And then they talked about the brass knuckles. They talked about not using the ring. So MJF's not going to have a weapon. Regal mentioned, I didn't hit people with the brass knucks because I needed to. I did it because I liked that shit. And then I think it's going to come down to that. And Regal's going to have the knucks. And I think he's going to give them to MJF, or he's going to slide them towards MJF. And I think MJF's going to prove to William Regal that he has what it takes to win the title. And he's going to knock Moxley senseless with the brass knucks and win. I think that's how MJF is going to
now win. Here's what I want to know from you. Why does Regal turn on Moxley?
I don't think it's necessarily him fully turning on Moxley. I just think this whole story has been intertwined between it. The story's been more about Regal and MJF than it's been about Moxley and MJF to me. That you know what I mean? Like the last couple of weeks they've started to face each other, but the whole story was built on William Regal and MJF. That was the whole story. That's how it was built.
Because it was supposed to be CM Punk.
Yes. Yes. This was supposed to be CM Punk and MJF, with CM Punk putting him over. But clearly plans changed, and the whole story started like getting to that second gear, that third gear with that promo, not between Moxley and MJF, but between William Regal.
But that happens. The Blackpool Combat Club, as we know it, is done.
It seems like the Blackpool Combat Club is is going to be the group that probably fizzes out first of all the groups in AEW. We don't know what's going on with Danielson. He's kind of at odds with Wheeler Yuta. Moxley's been doing his own thing, really. Claudio's, and you know what I mean? Like, I just think that would be.
Then there's Yuta. He's lying in the weeds.
Yeah, lying in the weeds, just hanging out,
hanging out. They're gonna figure this out, though.
Yeah, they are. They'll be all right. No, but I think Regal. I do think Regal gets involved, and there's a part of me. It's been growing over the last couple of weeks of me thinking about it. I think that Regal is going to help MJF. I think Regal's going to help MJF. I think he's going to finally go. I saw what I needed to see from you. Here you go. Prove it to me. Either approve it to me and fucking hit him with them, and prove it to me that you got what it takes, or I've seen that you have what it takes. Here you go. Fucking do it.
That's the way to end the show. You got to end it with a bang.
And then MJF
and CM Punk's
leaves as the champion, especially if it's MJF and Regal together, or if it just ends up with, they dive into a different route or whatever. I think that would be a very cool way to go.
If you had to put a percentage on it, what % chance is MJF winning?
I would say right now I'm 75-25.
75-25. What about you, Drew?
Oh, I'm like 85-15.
85-15. Okay. Yeah, because that's where I'm at. Like, I feel like it's a foregone conclusion. I'm at like 90-10.
Yeah, and I like the way you put it, Pluggo, at the beginning. Yeah, I like the way you put it, like at the beginning, Pluggo. You were like, this is not a who's gonna win. This is a how's it gonna happen. They gonna do it? Like MJF's winning, just how is it going? Is he gonna do the MJF thing where he ends up with the firm and it's like, we should have fucking known. We should have fucking known he was gonna do that. Or is it a one-on-one, just straight up victory, and maybe Regal and Moxley after the match give him his due and go, all right, you proved it to us, kid.
And
see you later.
One more question as we wrap this up. Chances that CM Punk's music hits?
0%.
0.
Because they've MJF's
0%.
MJF's been making mention of Punk, and I don't think that's by accident.
No, I think he's doing it on purpose, just in case if Punk's healthy 8 months from now and wants to come back and they work out, he wants that fucking match.
Right.
Because he's supposed to be beating Punk. Where'd Drew go? We lost Pluggo. He'll be back in a second. It happens. Fucking Pluggo. Oh, see, this was an accident. He hit the wrong button. He hit the wrong button somewhere. This was an accident.
I've got the MacBook with the smooth like keypad, and sometimes if I my finger holds on it too long, it just goes like this. The whole screen goes away. It's super strange. I got to be like super delicate. I got to treat this thing with some like kid gloves.
Kid gloves, man. You got to be delicate.
But yeah, the only reason I say that is because I've started to see the CM Punk rumor mill light up again, and then like because they weren't talking about Punk or the Elite for right after the incident. They didn't make mention of it at all, and I don't think you're not those things aren't accidental. Just like I think that there's maybe some work there because there's money to be made if these children could get along. And I'll call them children because the way they acted it all out was childish, and I'm not saying I'm perfect.
So Pluggo, did you go back and last night? Remember we talked about? Did you go back and listen to it?
I did not, but
you didn't.
But now I
didn't.
I have to. We got done late. You and I got chit chatting about some things, and I was like, I gotta go to sleep because I was supposed to have a big shoot meeting at work today, and so I wanted to try to get a little bit of sleep. But I do need to go back.
We said last night that it seemed like it's and maybe JPJ, maybe you know this if you know the original Pipe Bomb promo by heart.
I do.
The beginning when
of MJF's promo,
MJF got in the ring and he said,
"As you lay there, John,
as uncomfortable as
he said, as I hope." He goes, "In horrible pain." It wasn't the exact verbiage, but it was very similar.
It was okay.
Very
similar.
Figured. Yeah. Where he was like, "Oh, John, as you're laying there, and I hope you're in incredible amount of pain," or something like that. Whereas CM Punk's was, "John, as you lay there, hopefully as uncomfortable as you possibly can be." So it was very similar.
That was also because Cena was in that R-Truth.
He was in a chair, like he went through a table. I mean, and he was just sitting there all cramped up on a table. But I did think of that immediately. I was like, "Ooh, that's very similar." That was very similar.
So, Bad Blood on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling podcast, he said that all would be forgiven if both the Elite and Punk showed up again on the show same night. And then I chimed in and I said, wouldn't it be poetic if I'm getting cramp in my leg right now. Wouldn't it be poetic if Punk came out and did what The Rock did at Raw 1000 and said, whoever is the champion at this show, I get dibs. And they do Punk versus whomever on the first show that he'd be cleared to come back on. And that like eases everyone's minds to go, okay, everything's okay now with the Elite and Punk. Everything, because God, that really took the wind out of the sales of AEW.
Yeah.
Last few months.
There's money to be made here if they want to do it. Now, again, I'm going to fall into this damn habit now that he's gone again of every time something happens thinking he's going to return. And I did that for 7 years.
Punk return confirmed.
Oh my God.
I'm going to try my best not to do that.
Right. But I feel like, again, you don't make those mentions by accident, especially after you made such a concerted effort to not mention him at all. And that's the thing, if it was such a bad thing and you were still on that, maybe they've eased the waters. Maybe Punk came to his senses and was like, look, there's money here with this if we do it.
Here's my thing though. At the same time they were not mentioning CM Punk, they were also not mentioning the Elite.
Right.
And they started mentioning them all or showing them in the videos all together. So I think that was more due to the investigation than it was due to we're angry at these. You know what I mean? Like, I think they were still investigating everything. So they just Out of sight, out of mind until we got everything figured out. Okay, we got everything figured out. We can show Punk in a Ring of Honor fucking preview video. We can show the Young Bucks. And so I think it was more circumstance on that end than it was like, oh, we're not on good terms, so we're not showing CM Punk. And you know what I mean?
I'm saying MJF has mentioned Punk multiple times. Not just this past promo.
Hasn't been on TV, though.
No, but
I also think
the Elite
MJF
were getting the TV stuff.
Yeah, and I also think MJF is very smart, and he knows that like if down the line things can be repaired 5-6 months from now when Punk's healthy, that's a match he's going to want. And I'm sure he's envisioning himself having a lengthy title reign.
Or they can do it in the WWE in 2020.
They might. Who knows? 2024 WrestleMania, Punk versus MJF. Let's go.
I'm already hearing rumblings that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. By the way,
Punk?
Yeah. So those
he's hurt. He like tore his shit together.
Just saying, the internet's a wild place. Twitter.
Yeah, well, the internet's not half of it's not going to exist. Probably for the better once Twitter goes away.
Before we get out of here, because we're almost out of time.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Stop falling for fake Royal Rumble spreadsheets, fam. Just don't do it.
Here's the thing. Now with the Twitter, now with the Twitter situation, you can't tell you should be able to tell you can't, because now you can pay for a fucking check mark. And now you can do
should we pay for a check mark?
No, absolutely not. We're going to earn that shit when Twitter dies in 4 days. I'm never paying for anything. I'll earn that fucking check mark. All right. Mark my words, even though Twitter's not going to exist in a week. But, here's my thing. I love Twitter. I actually love Twitter. And I've been on Twitter for a while. I've been on Twitter since the early days. 2012, I was on Twitter. That's right. I'm old. However, I think if Twitter went away, I think X-Pac tweeted something about it earlier today. I retweeted it. If Twitter went away, I don't think that would be a bad thing, because Twitter really is like just a cesspool. There's a lot of good things on Twitter, and I love Twitter. I'm still pro Twitter, but if it went away, I don't think that would be the worst thing for society. I really don't. I really don't think it would.
I don't disagree with you. The funny thing is though, is that like everyone that I talk to is on Twitter.
and that's where it would stink, because all your connections, everybody we talk to, all the connections that we've made on Love Pro Wrestling, most of that shit is through Twitter. We'll reach out on Twitter, we'll talk on Twitter, and that ends up getting Drew here. That ends up getting Warren. All this stuff has happened through Twitter. Yeah. So don't get me wrong, there will be that level of like, where the fuck do we go now? Where do we go now?
My whole deal with Fightful really was because of Twitter.
Yeah, the only reason that I am on Love Wrestling is because I answered a trivia question correctly on fucking Twitter, and then I became a Quizplex guest, which led me here. So like that part of it, once Twitter goes away, if it does, is going to be sad, and it's going to be like, shit, what the hell do we all do now? There's millions and millions, if not billions, of people on there. But at the same time, Twitter is like, oh, let me tweet something about something I love, and 500 people telling you you're a piece of shit because you like that. Fuck you, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's
out of here.
I won't miss.
I will not miss that at all. You know what I mean? So I think there's going to be good and bad, and if it actually did go away, I think there are certain people, and by certain people, I mean the majority of people, that I don't give a fuck what they think.
You know what you could
literally. I do not need to see every thought. With that being said, Alex, follow us all on Twitter. Follow us all on Twitter down there. You see, give us the follows.
You could just go over to Facebook where Mama Pluggo, my mother, is just blowing our shit up right now.
I like that. We were talking about Twitter off screen earlier today because everyone's blacking out saying that tonight's the night or whatever. It's imploding.
It's like,
and Alex was like, well, earlier today I made this, and it's all our tags on Twitter. I'm like, well, that was good timing. That was good timing to do that. So apparently Twitter's imploding. So, but all right, Drew, we did a full gear preview tonight. I know you guys did the reacts last night, so we have done our due diligence with AEW this week. We are excited.
Absolutely.
Full gear,
and we're not done yet.
We're not. Full gear should be real good.
Hoot and a half.
Real good. And like we talked about earlier in this show, we are not done with our AEW coverage, because this Saturday night we have ourselves a crossover. We will be on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Pod Twitch for the watch along. You can go to twitch.tv/Roundtable Roundtable Pro Wrestling Pod. If you click his name in the chat right there, it will lead you to him. Give him a follow. We will be there watching Full Gear. And then 5 or 10 minutes after the show, we'll be switching over here to twitch.tv/Love Wrestling CA, where you are. And we will have the gentleman from there and us all over here doing reacts on this channel. It should be a fun time. I'm very much looking forward to it. It should be, for most pay-per-views moving forward, I think we're going to try to do this little working together type thing. It should be fun. It should be fun. Drew will be there. Pluggo will be there. I'll be there. It'll be a good time. So go give them a follow. Give them some love. Check out our social medias because we're going to be doing that. And I'm very, very, very excited about that. Drew, let the people know where they can see you, where they can find you. And then we'll slide over to Pluggo so he can do his thing, his Excalibur thing that he does. And then we'll talk about our sponsors, and then we're going to get the heck out of here. Thank you for joining us, Drew, tonight. I couldn't think of anybody else we wanted to do the AEW stuff than one half of the AEW duo here. So let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me, for now, at Big Money Drew on Twitter. We'll see what happens after the weekend. And you can find me on Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast with Bad Blood, with Chemical Julian, with Shane Husky. Usually for Fridays, I'll jump on Wednesdays if something major happens on AEW. Mondays are just too late for me, so I'm not usually on the Monday shows. But yeah, you can follow me there. And, I'm on Fightful chats, modding and banning douchebags. Don't be one and I won't ban you. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I am the Wicked Crazy Pinfalls champion. That's with Throwback, a boy Throwback. Mm-hmm. I'm facing Bad Blood very soon for that championship Survivor Series. We'll see if the square down there gets the Roundtables championship.
Ooh.
Four-time. For life.
4 trees, 4 times.
No.
And yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy this weekend hanging out here in the comfort of my own home and not 45 minutes away in a freezing cold. And it's going to be fun. So I can't wait.
Sweet. Pluggo. Let the people know where they can find you. Let the people know where they can find us, my friend.
Well, you can find me at Pluggo_ on Twitter. I'm still there. I'm gonna be there till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, I'm going down with the ship. I'm gonna be the band playing on the Titanic, baby.
That's right.
I'm gonna be the band playing on the Titanic.
And then, of course, all over all social medias, Pluggo, Instagram, all that. That's me. And then, of course, at Between Two Beards on Facebook, at B2Beards on Twitter. You can find us there doing our thing. Lots of stuff going on. I think tomorrow on this very lovely Love Wrestling channel, I don't know. It's not going to be on Twitch. I lied. It's not going to be on this channel, but it's going to be on Love Wrestling CA. So follow us on all social medias. The early access to my interview with T.Y. Jackson. He explains why he decided to turn on. Well, not really turn. He kind of just joined with the rants, and I asked him about it. I said, "Hey, T.Y., what are you doing, man? Why? Why?" So check that out. You'll see that. I've got one up with Jody Threat right now for the LPW show. So stay tuned right here. Love Wrestling CA. We got you covered. Now we'll take it over to this big, beautiful, bearded Santa Claus looking gentleman right there.
Before that, I just wanted to show you this because it just came up on my Twitter when I looked at my phone, and it's fucking hilarious. So I just want to.
Elon Musk on the day he. Yeah.
Oh, also, shout out Mrs. Pluggo. It's our 2-year house anniversary. We bought this house 2 years ago today.
Oh,
congratulations.
Hey, yo.
It's been an expensive ride.
Yeah, I bet. Very, very. You can follow me, as Drew said, for now on the Twitter machine at Joseph_Poulin Jr. right there. You can give me some love on Twitch at twitch.tv/JPJLovesGaming. You can also follow us here at Love Wrestling on all platforms, like Pluggo said, at B2Beards. on Twitter and at Between Two Beards on Facebook. You can find me here. We'll talk about next week because next week is a major holiday in the States. But you can find me here on Thursdays. I do the show with this man, Drew, below here at 10 a.m. We do Firmly AEW. And then every Thursday night here at 8 p.m., I am with my boy Pluggo for Between Two Beards. So Thursday is JPJ Day on Love Wrestling. So come give me all the love on your Thursdays. Give me all the follows. I want to thank RK Athletics. Right now, I want to thank RK Athletics. You can follow them on all social media platforms at RK Athletics 1. RK Athletics 1, sorry. If you're looking for personal training, just to get better physically, mentally, you want some nutrition advice, Rich King is the guy to see. He's not, he steals gimmicks. He uses fireworks without asking permission, but that's okay. That's okay. Because
are you calling him a budget blower?
No. I'm calling him a gimmick stealer. That's what I'm calling
By
him.
the way, he got mad that the Short King stole his gimmick on Tales from an Underground.
Yeah, how's that feel?
And I said, how's that feel, Rich?
How's it feel? How's that feel? Doesn't feel too good, huh?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel too good.
But
anyway, he's a fantastic personal trainer, and he's a fantastic professional wrestler. I give credit where credit is due. He's an all right guy. Every time that I've talked to him, he has been pleasant with the exception of the last few months because Pluggo pissed him off. Anyway, RK Athletics 1, personal training. He's the guy to see. Trust me, look at him. Have you seen him? He doesn't have an ounce of fat on his body. It's incredible. No, absolutely not. We ride or die, bro. Bad boys for life. That's what we're doing. But follow them on RK Athletics 1. Also, manscaped.com. If you go to manscaped.com, you put in that promo code Love Wrestling, you will get 20% off your first order plus free shipping. Where, Pluggo?
Worldwide.
Worldwide. That means you can live anywhere and you will get free shipping. So head on over to manscaped.com, put in that promo code Love Wrestling, tell them you love us, and you can get 20% off your first order and free shipping worldwide. Follow us all on Twitter. Be on the lookout Saturday over at the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Pod and here after Full Gear. Everyone enjoy Full Gear. Enjoy all the wrestling like Necro Eric said. Enjoy all the wrestling this weekend.
All the wrestling.
And we will see you guys very, very soon. Alex, thank you for producing the show tonight. You are the man. As always, for Big Money Drew, for Pluggo, for myself. Peace out.
Justice for Marco Stunt.
Look at yourself now, and you